Hello everybody and welcome to this it's a recap of last video because last video I was talking a little too fast and I'm not sure everyone understood it. So today I want to explain what the IDLE of Arduino is, what the loops are, variables. I'm actually going to do also, I'm going to light up an LED 1 second on, 1 second off. And it's going to be your first program in Arduino. Now, if you didn't already download or buy your Amazon starter kit, make sure you buy it. So it's going to come like an Arduino like this, and then you'll have to group them up in this. So I bought it twice. So I disassembled this one because I bought this bigger breadboard. So this is the breadboard, this is the motherboard. I bought a bigger breadboard for bigger projects. So yeah. So I'm not going to install Arduino on this video. It's just a recap of the code and making the first project. So open up the Arduino Genuino and yeah. So I'm going to do this, and actually I want to show you something. So as you know, you have this string or whatever it's called here, and you have to connect this to the Arduino to connect it to the computer. Because you cannot run a code if it's not connected to the Arduino, it's going to give you an error. The error is going to be problem uploading to board. So let me just run this, and it's actually not connected. So it's going to give me the error problem not uploading to board. Problem uploading to board. As you can see, problem uploading to board, and it tells you C HTTP Arduino troubleshooting. It says cannot open COM3, because when you go here tools and you go to port, the port is actually not, you can't highlight it, you can't go inside because this is what the port is. And if you didn't connect it to Arduino, there's no port. So just check if the port is here. So it gives you like a little hint of what the problem is. So yeah. So now let me talk to you. What is the loop? What is the void setup? What is the void loop? So void loop is the place where you want to put the stuff that you want to run repeatedly. Let's say I want to run an LED once, on off. I don't want to put it in the void setup. I don't want it to go on off and then it stops. I want to go on off on off on off. And yeah, and this is it's in the curly brackets. So the void loop goes in the curly brackets and the void setup curly brackets. So this is how the Arduino knows what you put in the void setup and the void loop. So when you want, this is a function. Void setup is actually a function. Void loop is actually another function. So a function actually has two words, made of two words. The name of your function and what the function is going to return. So this returns void. So void, what is a void? Void is actually nothing, so it doesn't return anything. This is why it's void setup, void loop. When you do an LED that turns on off, it doesn't return anything. We're talking about returning something to the software. So no, it doesn't return anything to the software, does it? Let's say I want to make my own function and it returns an integer, and we'll call it function, and it's made of parameters. So this is opening parentheses, closing parentheses. I'm not gonna put any parameters, so yeah, open brackets, close brackets, and then you could put whatever you want, but make sure you return an int or else it's gonna give you an error. So yeah, but I'm not gonna go into too deep in the function because that's like more advanced. But yeah, now how do you create variables? So variables are actually you set them up on the top of the setup. So on top of the setup, you set up your variable. So your variable is made also of two words. First word is what the variable is. Second word is the name of your variable. So let's say I want to make a variable that is 3. I don't know why it's 3. Oh, actually, I have an idea. Int, it's going to be an integer, delay time, okay? Because you can actually delay the LED. This is how you're going to do. Let's say you want to put an LED on off. You can't put no delay, because if it goes on off, the Arduino is super fast and it's gonna go on off, but it's too fast to see in the human eye. So there's a function called delay, and you can it delays the LED or whatever else you want. So it's called delay time. You don't need a variable to do delay, but uh variables are very important, because let's say you put multiple delays. Let's say you put delays of 500. So delays actually 500 is milliseconds. It's by milliseconds, not by seconds. So if you put 500 milliseconds, it's half a second. Let's say you put five of them in your code, and then you have to change them all. Let's say you feel like changing them, you have to change them all. But what if you just create a variable called delay time, and you put it equal to, let's say, 750. Okay, in delay time 750. And let's say delay. This is how you do your delay. So let's say delay, and then you put 500, a bunch of delay here. This is not an actual code. It's gonna give me an error. And what's the semicolon? It's it ends semicolons. It ends on most of the Arduino statements. So most of them it ends by a semicolon. So you just paste, paste. This is actually not a valid code, so it's gonna give me an error. But I'm not gonna run it, just to show you guys. So you have this variable that doesn't serve anything. And let's say you want, oh man, I don't want 500 milliseconds anymore. I want 750. So you have to change every one of them. But what if you just do it once? You just take this here, paste it, paste it, paste it, paste it, and paste it. Now, if you want to change 750 to 1 second, to 1000, you only change once. This is why variables are very important, and you should use them all the time. So this is for int. You can also do float, and then, but yeah. So that's gonna be it for the delay, and that's how you do a delay. So yeah, because today we're going to do an LED blinking, LED blinking. Yeah. So but not now. So I just get my fell off under my chair. All right, and yeah. So now also I'm going to do the code first, because um actually I can do the hardware first. So I might do the also I want to talk about this. So for the LED, you'll need the LED in your Amazon starter kit. You have I think yellow, blue, red, and green, and they have two different legs. So let me show you. They have legs, right? So these legs, and one is actually longer than the other. So this one is called anode. They were longer than the other, and the one is called cathode. So these are diodes. These are diodes. The whole thing is diode. This is a diode, and LED is short for light emitting diode. So this is a diode, and anode, cathode. So yeah, and also you'll need a resistor of 220 ohms. So it has strips, red, brown strips. So this red, brown strips is actually, and golden strip at the end, is actually a color code. And I'm not going to get too much into color codes, but they actually mean something. So it's actually for ohms. So how strong is the resistor? How much voltage is it willing to take? 220 ohms. And there's volts, ohms, amps. So amps is for current, volts is for volts, and ohms is for resistance. So let's say the Arduino, you can choose between 5 volt and 3.3 volts. You can't choose whatever you want, how many voltages you want, as you can see this. 5 volt and 3.3 volt. So how do you, let's say, my LEDs does not need 5 volt at all. So I just put a resistor of 220 ohms. So the resistor of 220 ohms is actually the weakest in the kit. In the kit, I'm not sure if it's the weakest in the whole world, but I'm pretty sure it's the weakest in the kit. So yeah, because the LED does not take a lot of voltage, obviously. And you'll need also 2 jumper wires. And this is not the jumper wires from the Amazon starter kit, because these I like them. I bought them at the store. They're very good and they're very cheap. But why I like them better is because they have these back things at the end, and that makes them more durable, more quality or whatever. And it's better to put in the breadboard, because when you buy uh, the Arduino starter kit, you have these things. I didn't like them at all. Look how like flexible this is, right? Look how flexible this is. Alright, I'm showing you. And look at this. It's not flexible at all. Like, it's really hard metal inside. Alright? So this is why I chose this. It's like you can't even feel the metal. It looks like there's only plastic inside. It's really good. So yeah. And how you might connect? How you connect to the Arduino? So I will explain everything in a jiffy. I will explain everything. I'll take my phone and I'll record me putting everything on the breadboard and on the Arduino. So I'll see you guys there. Alright, hello everybody. So now I'm recording with my phone and I'll show you how to set up the hardware for the LED blinking 1 second on and off. So yeah, so when you buy the Amazon starter kit, you come with this. So I already set it up. Make sure you set it up. There's a book and it shows how to set it up. So first of all, you have your LED. I chose red. You can choose whichever you want. It does not change anything. So as you can see, there is actually one LED. Wait, focus, come on. Yeah, there's one leg that's longer than the other, and that's the anode, and the other one is the cathode. So I'm going to connect this to, oh wait, I forgot to say that these strips, the plus is actually connected vertically, and the minus is also connected vertically. So these two are not connected together, but they're connected vertically. So the whole plus connected vertically, the minus connected vertically. And same thing for here. And then these things, the columns, no, the rows, yeah, rows here, they're all connected horizontally. So horizontally connected, horizontally connected, horizontally connected. And then here, there is, it separates them. So there is no voltage going across them unless you put a jumper wire. So also here, it's also separated. So yeah, I'm also going to put an image below in the description so you make sure, I make sure you understand what I'm saying, because it doesn't really, I can't really explain well while I'm at it. So yeah, so make sure you put the long leg. I'm going to put the long leg at pin 10 and the short leg at pin 11. So put like that, and you need the resistor 220 ohms, and you're going to take 220 ohms to the long leg. So I'm going to the long leg, one leg of the resistor connected to the long leg of the LED. And then you're going to take your jumper wire. It doesn't matter what color it is, but my jumper, when I was new, I thought the color mattered, but it doesn't. It turns out it does not matter. So now you have a resistor. Connect the other leg of the resistor to the jumper wire, so they're connected vertically, as you can see. Doesn't matter if I put it here; they're connected vertically. So just want to show you, connected here. And this one actually needs to be connected to pins. So yeah, as you can see, let me show you the pins on the Arduino. It needs to connect to all of these pins, to one of these pins, sorry. To one of these pins, but not the ground, AREF, ADS, or SCL. Just these pins, so 0, no, not 0, sorry. 2 to 13. These ones you can use. Or 2 to 12, I'm not. 2 to 13, I think, yeah. So I'll just connect it to 8. You can connect it to whatever you want. Make sure it's 2 to 13. So this is how it looks like right now. And then take the other pin, and this one is very simple. So connect it to this, which is the smaller leg of the LED. And then this one connected to G and D, or ground. And that's it. That's pretty much it. So let me show you. This one is connected to ground, as you can see. There's 2 pin grounds, and then this one is connected to pin 8. And then the resistor is connected to the long leg of the LED, and the other leg of the resistor is connected to this wire, which is connected to pin 8. And pin 8 is how the software is actually going to interact with the hardware. So we're going to explain to the Arduino that we're talking on pin 8. So this is going to be it, and make sure, I forgot, make sure that you have your here, this thing this thing connected to the Arduino. So take it and just bloop, put it in and connect it to the thing. Alright, and this is going to be it for the hardware. Now I'll see you guys on the software. Alright, so now that you have your hardware set up, I'm going to do the software. So just delete this. Oh, actually, I'm going to keep this. So delay time, I'm going to put it at 500. So it's gonna turn on 500, turn on for half a second, and then turn off for half a second. So on and on. But by the way, so it's 500 milliseconds we're talking. Delay time. Delay is actually in milliseconds, not in seconds. And also, I'm going to do another variable. I'm going to call it int LED, or I could call it. No, I'm going to call it red LED. Okay. And this is going to be 8 because I actually connected to pin 8. As you can see, if you connected to pin 9, just change it to pin 9. Pin 9. Alright? So 8. And now go to your setup, and this, what you have to do to set up your LED is pin capital MODE, pin mode, and then you have these parameters. And now what you put is red LED, and then output, because you're going to read from the LED. There's output and input, but input is for other stuff. So output, and also if you didn't have a variable, just put 8. But me, I have the variable red LED, so I'm going to put red LED. And then make sure you put the semicolon, because for most of the Arduino statements you need a semicolon. Okay. So yeah, that's going to be for the void setup. Now just move this, alright, and then this, and now I'm going to show you void loop. So it's going to be digital write. This we're going to do. It takes two arguments. So the pin mode takes also 2 arguments. Digital write also takes 2 arguments. So let's put red LED, right? And you can put on the second argument, you can put high or low. Okay, so high is on, low is off. So high, I'll put it high, right? Because we want to start high. And then we want to put a delay. So this is how you put a delay. And if you didn't have a variable for delay, you just put 500 or whatever you want. But I have a variable, so I'm going to put it delay time, which is of 500 milliseconds. And we're just going to take this and put it one more time. And then this is going to be low. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it for the void loop. That's very simple code. And so what it does is puts it on, waits 500 milliseconds, puts it off, waits 500 milliseconds, and it keeps on doing this, And yeah, so let's see if it works, alright? So making sure I didn't forget anything, COM3, everything is good. Alright. Sure, sometimes I forget my semicolons. Did I upload it? I didn't even upload it. Okay. Alright, look what's happening. Blinking on and off. 500 milliseconds. That's great. So now if you want to change, you can just change it to, let's say I want to blink 1000, which is 1 second. Turn it on. Like, and it's gonna stop. And now it's gonna do 1, stop, 1, stop, 1. So now it's much slower because they put 1 second. But if I want to go super fast, so 250 milliseconds. Now it continues because you need to upload. Go super fast. So yeah, this is gonna be it for this video. So if you liked it, like, subscribe. If you didn't like it, dislike. Share for more. Also, I'm going to put the picture for how the breadboard is connected in the description below, so don't forget to look at the picture. Comment in the comments if you have any problems, okay? Maybe I might have any problems in this one. So yeah, thanks for watching.